Hi, welcome to Wisecat. Looks are important, are they not? Yes, they are very important. Looks are incredibly important, which is why I always look so... No, we're not talking about looks of me. Okay, what we're talking about is the looks of a site. And recently I received a comment on one of my videos where it started out really well. I mean, excellent video. Love to hear that. Could you make a video where explaining how to change the color of the menu bar? And I thought, yeah, that's a really good comment and a really good question because, well, I'll just get that out of the way. For example, this menu bar at the top here, changing the color of that is one of the things that's great. Looks are important, and if you can actually change your Moodle to resemble the branding of your school and things like that, that gives students better buy-in because they have more trust in that this is actually a system that belongs to us. This is our thing. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of how you might go about changing the look and feel of your Moodle site to suit your branding or your case use, and maybe even simplify the way Moodle is used for your users, because especially when you're in a situation where you've got younger learners, they might not be able to follow a very abstract sort of an interface. So there are things that actually can be done to make that easy. Another thing is that this content area, Moodle has a tendency out of the box to make this very, very narrow. And that's something that I find incredibly irritating. I bought myself a widescreen display because guess what? I like wide screens. If that's not what floats your boat, well, that's fine. You can always, not have it full screen, and then it doesn't widen so much. So I think that actually, really, everybody needs to have the freedom of choice of these sorts of things. So anyway, let's get into it. How to actually make your Moodle, look and feel the exact same way that you want it to look and feel. So if I shrink myself down a little bit. Okay, so we can see first of all here, I've got a Moodle here, and it has installed in it a theme. And the theme is the easiest way to customize how your Moodle looks and feels. So if you go to the plugins directory and just in the drop down, just search for themes, and you will see that there are buckets and buckets of themes. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them because there's something like 150 of them in the plugins directory alone. And off the Moodle site, if you look at other GitHub repositories and or theme marketplaces, you'll find many, many more. One thing to be very careful about here, though, is that you should choose a theme that matches the version of Moodle that you have. So I'm just going to describe a couple of these. The first one up here is Essential, and here's one that won't work on a Moodle 4 theme. It's saying that, it says right here in the big red thing, Essential has reached end of life at Moodle 3.6, the last version. Right? So if you install this theme on a Moodle 4 site, it'll break. So be very careful when you're choosing a theme. Make sure that you've got a theme that is compatible with the version of Moodle you have. If you're on 4.2, get a theme for 4.2. If you're on 4.3, get a theme for 4.3. Right? And try not to choose a theme that isn't supported for the Moodle version you're rocking. Okay, but Essential Theme was one that I actually used in the past, and it is awesome. And Gareth Barnard was the creator of this theme, and he's made several other themes as well, and he does great work. He's also the maintainer of the Collapse Topics plugin, and I'm also a big fan of that one as well. So yeah, by all means, if you want to install stuff from him, we've got some good names coming up in this video too. If we look at the next one, what's the next tab that I've got open here? The Moove theme. Yeah, this one by William Mano. Very, very good theme, and the premium version is also well worth the money. I've bought a premium version myself, and it was absolutely awesome. It also includes a bit of an accessibility sort of thing. It sort of integrates the code from the accessibility block and makes it available to it as a theme level integration. So that's also pretty cool. I actually like that. Right? I still like my accessibility plugin. More on that one later. Different video though. Anyway, the next one that we'll look at is Boost Union, and this is actually a really good one. This is one that we'll actually go into a bit of detail a little bit later. And in particular, a name that I recognize here is Alexander Bias, and also an awesome Moodler. He's the guy who, back in the Moodle 3 days, also made the Boost navigation fumbling thing that allowed you to have control over the left-hand column nodes and things like that, and you could add additional navigation things there. LearnR is actually now, it's a child theme, well, a fork copy of Boost Union, and it's got a few additional features. And so this is actually, from 4.2 to 4.3, it actually changed to become a CTL version, which means that this version, the current version of LearnR, is a child theme that sort of attaches to Boost Union. So that means that Boost Union is a dependency of LearnR. So don't install LearnR until after you've installed Boost Union would be my advice. But that's actually the theme that I'm currently rocking here on the Wisecat site. Now, looks are important, but don't really copy mine in terms of color coordination, because this was more so proof of concept than anything else when I actually built this site, and I still do not really, I still use this more of as an experimental Moodle than anything else. So, but anyway, Boost Union and LearnR, that's what it's rocking, and I'll go through a couple of the features there a little bit later. Okay, next one. We've got, well, LearnR is also made by Chris Kenneberg, who, fantastic Moodler, and, you know, his stuff is always really, really top-notch stuff. So it looks really beautiful. You know, if you want your Moodle to look awesome, grab some of that LearnR love, and that's great. You might also know him from Fordson, because Fordson was another theme that Chris Kenneberg made. And it went all the way up to about 3.11. But because it actually says here, like, Moodle 4 is a game changer. And as such, we are building a Moodle 4 compatible theme called LearnR. The reason I'm bringing it up here mainly is that if you're on 3 point something or other and you like the way it looks because you're rocking the Fordson theme, well, LearnR is the future for you probably. So, yeah, it's good stuff. And the last one that I've got here open in a tab is the Adaptable theme. This is another one by Gareth Barnard and friends, Jez H and Majaj Solanki. I do not know how to pronounce these. But yeah, this is Adaptable theme is also, well, designed to be adaptable. And so you can do many, many different things with it. A lot of these themes, you know, they all come with screenshots and things like that. So just have a look around, have a shop around, and find the ones that you like. So I'm using mainly LearnR, which has got most of its functionality. Nowadays, the base functionality comes from Boost Union, and then LearnR has additional features on top of that. So let's have a little bit of a look at how I manage the look and feel of the Wisecat site, because it's so, well, no, it's not. It's, but anyway, let's look, because there are some functionality, there's some functionality in here that I'm pretty sure you'd like to see. Okay, so I've installed it. Just the way to install it is just the same way as you normally would. Go to Install Plugins and install it. Once it's installed, inside the Appearance tab, you've got Boost, which is the basic theme. And then there's Boost Union here with look, feel, content, functionality, flavors, smart menus, and LearnR sections. Now the LearnR section here is what LearnR adds to Boost Union now. So anyway, if we compare this to default Boost gives you practically nothing. There's theme preset files. You know, if you want to write your entire theme preset into SCSS, Sass, you can do that. You can add a background image, a login page image, and a brand color. Pretty basic stuff. There's no support for, say, favicons or anything like that. So, you know, very, very basic. You can see my favicon up there. I got a cat. Yeah, because it's Wisecat. Anyway, you go across to advanced settings here, And we can see that I've added a little bit of raw initial Sass to give me the wider screen when I was using Boost. Actually, I might just wipe that out. Oh, and that's, whatever all that is. Anyway, I'll get rid of that. That's just experimental stuff, I think. I also, in here, I've got the scroll behavior, the smooth scrolling, which is kind of a fun one as well. Yeah, but anyway. I don't think I really need these anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of these. This is where as I said, I do experiments here all the time, so I'm just going to save that there. Now, I'm not actually rocking the Boost theme, but I will be looking at it a little bit later when we talk about changing the CSS. But anyway, you can see Boost, you got a few options here. Your advanced settings, you can insert your own Sass, but that's about all you've got control over. On the other hand, if we look at the Boost Union, just click on Boost Union and let's look at what sort of stuff we've got here. We've got a look section, we've got theme presets, we've got raw Sass, we've got page width here. And this is one of the great things is that you can just change the page width there. You know that wide cat video I did? Well, guess what? If you want to do that wide stuff and you don't really want it to be hard to do or something, just install this theme and bang, you've got control over it. The defaults are set to pixel values, and I don't really like that much. I prefer a 95% sort of thing, so that when I change, depending on the size of the width of the screen, it actually will, get out of there, it will actually resize depending on how wide the screen is. So I like that. You can also add your logo. Woohoo! Yay! Wise cat up the top there. Woo! With a white cat. Yeah. White cat, wise cat, yeah, okay. Anyway, you can add your compact logo, you can add your favicon there, that's where my red cat comes from. You can also do general background images. You know, if you wanted to put in some wood grain and have wood grain as your background image, I would totally understand. You can also choose the alignment of that, so left top or something like that. Especially this is important if you have, say, a picture that has people or some sort of feature thing. You might want to actually determine what part of the image is the main part that is definitely going to be displayable. Brand colors. The brand color is the only one we got in Boost, but in here we've got the colors for success, info, warning, and danger. We've got navbar. We can use a light navbar or a dark navbar, and you can see that I've got the dark navbar is chosen with a light font color. So that has changed all of these into white text on a dark background. You can have your activity icons can be different colors. You can then talk about the activity icon purposes. For example, one of the ones that I would be tempted to choose is this one here. Forum is listed as collaboration by default. I think it's more of a communication tool. What do you think? Do you think communication, collaboration? I mean, it's sort of open for interpretation, which is why being able to set it for your specific needs is actually not a bad thing. You've got activity icons and custom icon files and stuff like that. You can do custom icons. You can do login page background images that are different to the main page background. You can see here, there are tons and tons and tons of options here. You can change your course header. So have a course header, have an image that appears above the top of the, you know what this is for, right? Right, so wait a minute, not home. I want to open dashboard here. So you see here, I've got a couple here that have default images here, but they're kind of look pixely and rough. Well, what if I had a default image, a default image. If I put an image here and there's no image saved for the course as a course image, then, well, wait a minute, I'm going to do that. Just a sec, let me grab this image here. Let's see. Right, so I've got an image here. Let me go back here, and I'm going to drag and drop this image in here. When I save that one, wait a minute, what do I mean? Wait a minute, whoops, I got that from the wrong place. Come on, oh yeah, of course, yeah, it's not too large. Come on, chill out, man. There we go. See, told you it wasn't too large. Anyway, let's see, course, where the course title should be, and, you know, you just got buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets. Options. Additional blocks. You know, you could spend a good week or so going through all of these options. It gives you the option to have a slider, different URLs, different features. You know, if you don't want the My Courses to appear, you don't have to. You can switch that off. If you don't want Home to appear, you don't have to. If you don't want Dashboard, the word Dashboard, you just want people to click on the logo or something, that can be an option as well. So options, that's what we're talking about. Lots and lots and lots of options. Anyway, so if I go through all of these, yeah, lots and lots and lots. And then boom, we can save the changes. And let's see, did that actually take? I'm not sure if that file took. Nope, didn't take by the looks of it. Let me go back to, where was it, that course one. I'm going to actually go, I'm going to navigate a little bit better. This is why it's broken up into sections, right? Because you can go themes here, and let's say, what do I want? I want perhaps the look of my site, and I want to look at the course image. My courses, site branding maybe. Yeah, background image, no. Not background image. Where did it go? Page, not the page. The page is where that's coming in. Course, wasn't in course. Additional resources, custom fonts. Wait a minute. Okay, maybe this one's feel. Feel, you've got navigation, blocks, etc. like that. Miscellaneous. Let's see, let's go back one, and content. There's the footer. No. Static pages. See, there are tons and tons and tons of course management, blah, blah, blah. Right, you know what? It might be a LearnR one, this one. LearnR styling options. No. Anyway, in LearnR as well, you can change the color of your navbar's background by coming down here and setting the navbar dark color. Now you might see that here I've got it actually set to a little blue, and it's not actually coming up as the blue there. So that's where we come into the next part of this video, where I actually talk about, okay, setting the styles, setting the theme is a really good start, because you can have a lot of control over it. The color of the background of here, this blue, for example, is set here, draw background color. That's the background color for my drawers here. If I want to change that color, I can just change it here with the color picker. Makes it a lot easier. But sometimes things don't quite go perfectly. So this navbar dark color, for example, is not actually taking this color. It's actually something else has gone wrong up there. But never to fear, because there's another way of changing things. And you can actually do this in Boost as well. So yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to do it in Boost first. Let's do this. Let's go to Boost. So I'm just going to switch over to Boost. Oh, by the way, the reason I can do this, if I go to Appearance and go to Theme Settings, I have here checked Allow Theme Changes in the URL. So this means that I can add, you know, for example, theme equals boost or something like that to the end of here, and that will, you know, instead of section equals that, I can go theme equals boost, and that switches my theme over. Woohoo! In section, yeah, because I deleted the section thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this is Boost, and of course I've got a sort of a green theme sort of thing, and you can see I've got myself a white background at the top there. Now Boost, it doesn't actually have the ability to change that navbar by default, so there's another way that we're going to do it. Is we're going to use, first of all, I'm using Firefox because the inspector in Firefox is awesome. We're going to right click on that and go to inspect. Now that's basically inspecting our navbar here, and you can see this is the HTML on the left hand side. This is the HTML that produces that navbar. So when I mouse over it, you can see it gets highlighted, stuff like that. And over the right hand side here, by default, you've got the CSS styles that are applied to this navbar. Now, We can see that we've got .navbar, and for example here we've got stuff here and fixed top and stuff like that. And whoa, and behold, here we go. We've got our background white, BG white. That's what's causing this background, this to be white. Look at that. So I can change the color just by going over and say, going over this. I don't want it to be too dark, so let's do that. You can change the color fully by just, moving this slider around. How about we go with that sort of a light green sort of thing? It sort of matches the brand color there. Okay, so we do that. But guess what? If I reload the page now, that's going to go bye-bye. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this CSS style that we changed, and it's background white here. Okay, fine. We're going to right-click on that. And we're going to copy the rule. Copy the rule, because we rule, man. CSS rules. So we're going to copy that rule. And now we can actually refresh and whatever. I've got it copied to the clipboard, so when I refresh, of course, it goes back to normal. But what we can do now, because we've copied the rule, is we can go Appearance, and we can go into Boost. You remember how we can add some Sass? In this raw Sass, we're going to stick in that rule that we got. And that's it. We save changes. And nothing. Well, that's because Sass is actually getting, it gets compiled and everything gets shrunk down. It gets reduced to actually just real CSS instead of SCSS or Sass. Sass has a lot of additional tricks and things that it allows. So that's Sass is actually pretty cool. But the thing is that now if I reload this page, well, now it's taken effect. Now I can go to my dashboard. I got my green title bar there. Green nav bar. Right? I can go to site administration. I can go to my courses and everything. And it's all working, right? Okay, so let me log out once. And I'll log back in. Now, when I log back in, though, all right, now I'm back in to the LearnR theme, and you can see that it's gone back to the same color. And you might think, what happened? Well, what happened was we changed the Sass for Boost. And so it's in the Boost theme, but it's not in the theme that we're using, which is LearnR. Right, now the LearnR theme's Sass actually is contained underneath the look area of Boost Union, because it's a child theme of Boost Union. So we've got to go to look. We got to look there. And there's our Sass area for that. So if I paste it in here, save it, what's going to happen? Nothing. Wait a minute. I got to refresh, right? Refresh? Nothing. Why didn't that work? Well, remembering that this particular, LearnR theme is not the Boost theme, and therefore some of the CSS selectors are going to be different. So we've actually got to repeat what we did just before. We got to right click up here, go to inspect, we have a look, make sure it's selected. There we go, it's selected. That's nice, that's nice. The part we want to change to selected, and we look over the right hand side again, and we look, and if I scroll down here, I should, I'm going to make myself disappear for a second. Bye. Ooh, I'm gone. No, I'm still here. I'm just invisible. All right, so here you can see I've got the BG dark and everything like that. Wait a minute, BG dark? It was BG white before. That selector, BG dark, is not the same selector. That is different. So what we have to do is change this particular one here. So let's grab that one, and let's change the color again. Let's say, okay, we wanted the dark blue or something. Yeah, navy, nah. Now let's go something else. Let's go something a bit more exciting, okay? A little bit more, I don't know, retina burning. Let's go for, ooh, purple, the color of royalty. Come on, let's do that. Oh yeah, that's purple. That is so good. Okay, so I've found the color that I want, and this is actually, this time it's .bg dark. It's a different color. I'm going to copy that rule, and where we're going to put it? We're going to put it in the Sass for this theme here. Right, so we're going to replace that one, not background white. Well, yeah, actually it doesn't take any effect, so you can just leave that there. But let's change it to background dark, because it's a different class that is applied to this one. Okay, I do that, and again, it's got a compile and stuff like that. So we refresh the page one more time, and boom, purple. I've got the purple. All right, I got the purple, and that's how you change that. Now there's some other things as well that you can change. So for example, here, look at this. Look at this here. I can barely read that when it's selected. All right, so that's not great. Okay, let's right click. Let's inspect. Let's find it. Let's fix it. Let's change it. All right, so we've got here nav tabs, nav link active, blah, 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 blah. This one here as well. And let's grab this. This is the color. This is the problematic one. Let's change that color. Let's make it a bit brighter. Like I don't know, up like that. Or, you know, full white. Let's go full white. Why not? Well, why not might be because this one's now invisible. So let's see. And that's the thing about CSS is that you do have to make sure that whatever you do doesn't have an untoward effect. Now there is a way of actually, you know, you can actually go into this and find this one, nav link, and the difference between that and make sure that they're the same. But hey, that looks okay in both of those situations. So I'm going to right click that, going to copy the rule, and put it in my Sass. Okay, Sass, I love a bit of Sass. Okay, there he goes. Now, actually, the background color and the border color we don't really care about, all right? Because we don't want to edit those. We just want to edit the color, so I'm going to eliminate those two. And I'm going to save it, save most changes. And first time it reloads, of course, it's still invisible. But if I refresh the screen, boom, now it's taken effect, and now that's actually a lot more visible than it was before. Okay? So that's how you can change things around like this. There are other things that you can change. For example, this the messaging pane, that's one that I've changed before as well. You go in here and there are several different selectors that you're going to want to find, but you can actually change the width of this to make it so that this width actually comes out wider. It's the same basic technique. You find what you're actually looking for to enlarge it. And what we're going to want is the whole pane, which is a pane. Haha, no, it's not a pane. Here we go, the drawer here. Is that what we're after? And sometimes it takes a bit of searching, right? But you can see here, height calculated, width 320 pixels. So if I want that bigger, and that's the good thing about using the inspector to find it, is because you can just, increase it like that. Don't like pixels. If pixels ain't your thing, let's change to M. Whoa, that went big. Okay, let's take out a digit there. But now using M's, you can change it, change it to the way you like it. You can make it 50%, which is what I often do. I'll make it a percentage so that it actually will, rather than being a static width, it actually responds to the width of the screen that you've got. So that's, pretty nice if you have that and you just go, okay, I want the chat drawer. I want that to be a nice big one that can come all the way out like that. Isn't that good? And then, you can note to self, make a video about message notifications. I had forgotten about that one. Okay, I'll have to do that someday. Right. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'll come back now. Let me come back. There I am. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The CSS gives you the ultimate control, but the long and the short of it is that the best way to actually get some really, really awesome control, install the theme. Find a good theme, install the theme. To just go one last thing on that theme thing, if I go back here and go to LearnR, you can see that the styling options includes layout of the style chooser, secondary menu position, where this secondary menu should be, draw, help, back, top buttons and stuff like that, different colors, and Sass inheritance and things like that. You can do a few things like that. There's icon navigation. You can have additional icons for course creators and things like that. So if somebody's got a course creation permissions, course creation role, then you can actually give them a link that just says create a course, and bang, they're off to the races. They don't have to search through how to create a course. Slide buttons, homepage icons, and stuff like that. There's So much you can do here. So with the other different features as well, you know, there are things like the latest courses drop down and things like that. You can have a courses drop down on the to the right of the course title. So if I go to a course, I gotta go to a course to see this, don't I? Course management. These are the latest courses. That's that one. You know, some extra features exist that you're not going to see this in, you know, stock Moodle's Boost theme. You're not going to have these course management links for the teacher, but you can have them. You just need another theme, and you have full control over it. Now, for the little parts that this doesn't cover, the parts that you need a little bit of extra control, well, that's when you go to your appearance settings. You go to the settings for your theme, and you change a little bit of the Sass. Okay. One final thing I'm going to mention before we go. And this is an important thing. If you are going to edit the Sass, if you're getting all sassy, well, one thing that you must do, absolutely must do, otherwise you're going to hate future you, or future you is going to hate past you, present you. It's all fourth dimensional. But what you're going to want to do is, for example, this one here, I'm going to get rid of that now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit /**/. And what this does is opens and closes a comment. All right? And I'm going to write here a comment that just says, change color, yes, with the U, because I don't skimp like Americans, of navbar. Right? And you might say, if I'm not skimming, why is it not navigation bar? Well, you know, I skimp sometimes. But anyway, change color of navbar, because that's what this style does. All right? And then below this one, I'll do the same thing. Change font color of highlighted options. All right, and or something. Anyway, whatever you write in between here is whatever makes it clear to you. But do this so that later on in the future, in 6 weeks, when I've forgotten exactly what I've done, I can come back and go, oh yeah, that's what that does. And I know what it does. I know what it's supposed to do. And if I see the same sort of color, if I see this this color, or if I see this hot purple appearing in other parts of the site, I know that my selector is not properly. These bits of the CSS are called selectors, and I know that the selector is not properly selected if I am seeing the purple appear in places where it shouldn't. Okay, a few more recommendations for recommended watching. Okay, so on my YouTube channel, I actually have as a featured channel Kevin Powell. I'll bring that up. Okay, Wisecat channel here. I've actually got in my featured channel section down the bottom here a link to this YouTube channel here, Kevin Powell. Now you might want to go and check out.
Hello and welcome to my channel.
Whoa! He's got a channel trailer, and it just started playing. But anyway, helping you write CSS with confidence. That's his game. And seriously, anything you want to do with CSS, he's got a whole bunch of video tutorials about how to make CSS do whatever you want it to do. He's got tons of stuff up there, and it's all really, really good. And I'd say 99% of his stuff is all CSS, Flexbox, and changing size of things, layouts, CSS grid. He's got how to create a navbar, so you might be able to see things there that are also can be applied to Moodle. And he's got so much stuff up there that pretty much anything you want to do, anything you're trying to do that's a little bit fancier or trickier or something like that, you can do these as well. The other thing that's great about this is, in particular when it comes to say Flexbox or grid layouts and things like that, you combine the knowledge of CSS grid with, say, the database module, and you can do amazing things. So you can make the, cards that actually, the database, when people add stuff to the database, it displays as cards, for example, or something like that. That's, and responsive design. So it doesn't matter what size screen they're on, it'll look good. So definitely recommend Kevin Powell's channel for that. And as always, if you... Hi, welcome to Wisecat. And now I'm starting. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Give us a like or, things like that. And that'll make us all look a whole lot better. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.